Trev's Top 10s here on Trev's Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. It's too sweet. Anyway, day 2 of the 2022 off season, and me still catching up with the 21-22 season. And doing the same thing I do at the end of every season. I'm giving you a top 10 of my favorite moments from the season that just was. And there's a lot to pick to choose from, but I managed to break it down to 10. It could have been 20, 30 easy. These are my 10 favorites. Let's talk about it. So number 10, I got Keith Yandel breaking the consecutive game streak record, which we covered right here. The sad thing about this mention, though, is the streak ended at 989 games due to simple benching. But I don't think it'll be long till we're making another video talking about someone else breaking that consecutive game streak, because he was that close to 1,000, and there's a Phil Kessel not far behind. And I'm sure he'll probably push to the 1,000, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For the 9th entry, I got no Olympic break, which we talked about here. Now you're probably sitting there wondering, well, why is that a good thing? Well, first, and this is just a me thing, I've never been a fan of NHLers going to the Olympics. Secondly, with everything everybody has gone through in the last 2 years, given the Olympics were in Beijing, and given the fact that before the season even started, there was already the most definite clue that, yeah, they were probably going to have to cancel and reschedule games, the most likely choice to do it was during the Olympic break. So it was more of an idea that it only made sense to do it. But we'll see what happens in the next 4 years, if they go back or if it's just a done thing for the foreseeable future. A cold winter classic. Coldest game in NHL history, which makes it colder than the original or the inaugural Heritage Classic. Always good to see a temperature record get broken, even when it's inadvertently meant to do so. So that's why that's there. Now this is just a fairly recent thing. Did anybody else not notice Gary Bettman not handing out the cup? Now, this is the first time Bettman has missed a cup final, and that was only because he was sick. We know why. But it was finally nice to not... As nice as hearing people boo Bettman en masse can be fun, it was nice to enjoy a presentation not full of boos. So there's that. No shortage of offense. This season saw 8 100-point players and so many close, as well as 4 goal scorers this season, or 450 goal scorers, and a couple who are close. It's good to see the offense coming back to the league. Trevor Zegras. Not gonna lie, aside from him having a very awesome first name, he was exciting to watch. I don't remember the last time I grew a bigger fan of a player quicker since Ovechkin. I mean, whether it was his unbelievable alley-oop pass, or take your pick on any one of his 2 Michigan goals this season. Yeah, any one of his 2. He's tied with the most Michigan-style goals, and he did both in a season. Take your pick. Zegras was a fun player to watch, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he has in the years coming. Says it all. I mean, this year's playoffs was exciting and a half, and throwing in a Battle of Alberta in there. I wish it went longer than 5, but with the kind of offense we got out of that, I mean, a 9-6 game for game 1. Whew. I wished it would have went 7. I really do, because it was exciting. I hope I hope one day they figure out something where these two can meet for a cup or in a conference final, because that would be amazing. On top of all the records he's going for and all the records he already has, he has one important one: power play goals in a career record, which we've covered here. And remember, he's not that far off from the career goals mark. Be an interesting 2 years. Hopefully within that time, it happens. You had to know this entry was going to be in there. Our inaugural season, or the first season of your Seattle Kraken. It was finally great for me, personally, after 23 years, to finally see the one thing I wanted in life happen, and that was a hockey team in Seattle. Now here's hoping within the next couple of years they can build a better team, and I have no doubt that'll happen. Because either way, I'm stuck on the wagon I built, and I ain't leaving. After 2 years of seasons getting cut short or a reduced schedule, we finally got a full 82 game schedule. Now, if you're a fan of NHL hockey, that should have been the greatest news ever. Granted, there were bumps and postponements all along the way that they had to remake and reschedule, but given the circumstance and given the last 2 years, that should be completely understandable. But we got the works. We got a Winter Classic. We got a Stadium Series. We got an All-Star game. We got all that. Plus full 82 games, plus the playoffs. It was great. It was finally great to see everybody come back and play a full year after not having a full year for so long. Happy day. This is another one of Trev's Top 10s here on Trev's Hockey Show. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you're right here. If you are, let me know you're here. If you want, you're considering the idea of that red button, just do it. You know you want to. I've told you enough times, so you should know. Socials are in the description down below. Move forward. Got a couple more ideas for tomorrow. But having said that, in the meantime, and in between time, be looking for more videos from Trev. Later.